So it's very important that we understand that this initiative, not everything is able to mature in the next 3 to 5 years. So when it comes to property investment, we got to be very clear on our holding powers as well. So over here, we also talk about the Paya Lebar Airbase. What's going to happen here in the eastern side? So in the eastern side, we have the Airbase. The current Airbase will move out in year 2030s onward, so at least 15 years from now. It's going to be able to house up to 150,000 new homes. Okay, it's a combined township of Punggol and Sengkang. The building height restriction in this area will also be lifted, which means we will likely see potential en bloc happening in this subject area. 3.8 kilometer runway may be repurposed into a green connector or community space. So according, as mentioned, buildings that are below 20 story will likely enjoy some form of en bloc opportunities. Okay, but again, they did share with a caveat here, not so soon. Okay, because it's going to be at least 15 years onwards from today. So this is another sharing by PM Lee on the National Day Rally 2022, in case you have missed it. So I'm going to play it here.
This is Paya Lebar Airbase down here. And the runway is the dominant feature, which stretches from one end to the other, 3.8 kilometers long. It's a line along the direction of the prevailing winds to avoid crosswinds when aircraft take off and land. So the future town can be also aligned along the same axis, parallel to the runway, and then the town will be naturally breezy, and hopefully residents won't need to turn on your aircon quite as much. We can repurpose the runway into the town's central spine, turn it into a green connector or a community space extending from one end of the town to the other. It will be a distinctive and attractive heritage feature unique to Paya Lebar. On both sides of the spine, we'll build public and private housing. MND estimates we can build around 150,000 new homes, which is roughly what we have in Punggol plus Sengkang today. There will be amenities and recreational areas close by, as well as commercial and industrial developments to bring jobs closer to our homes. And it's not just about using the land physically occupied by the airbase, because once the airbase moves out, we can lift some of the building height restrictions around it. For example, in Aokang, in Marine Parade or Punggol. And this means we can redevelop these towns, include more amenities, and make much better use of the space there. It won't happen overnight, but over decades, we can completely reimagine the eastern part of Singapore.
So it's very important here that you hear that this transformation will not happen overnight, but over a decade. And in this instance that I shared just now was 15 years and beyond. So it's very important that we understand that this initiative, not everything is able to mature in the next 3 to 5 years. So when it comes to property investment, we got to be very clear on our holding powers as well, just to relay how this thing will be applicable to you as we spot properties within places of interest within the urbanization zone. So next, the Eastern Gateway. So the Paya Lebar has been relocated, and then we also have the next so-called regional center called the Changi East Region Plan. So this Changi East Region Plan consists of the urban district that is a new kid on the block that will be collectively merged with the existing Changi City Point, Changi Business Park, and also the Singapore University of Technology and Design. And through the Phase 2 of the Cross Island, or Phase 1 of the Cross Island Line, we'll see how Aviation Park will be connected to the Changi Urban District, and then further on to Pasir Ris and to the rest of Singapore. And Terminal 5 itself is a mega terminal redesigned to be more pandemic resilient, to be completed in the mid-2030s. It will serve about 50 million passengers a year, more than Terminal 1 and 3 combined. It's greener, more energy efficient, and new Changi Urban District next to Terminal 5 will act as a business and lifestyle destination. And if you realize there is a ferry terminal component for this Changi Urban District, and what they're trying to replicate here is effectively another Vivo city in the eastern side of Singapore. So over here, This is how the Terminal 5 looks like, and Changi Urban District will be right next beyond it near the ferry terminals. So this is the National Day rally on the Changi Airport plan. So do listen.
Changi Airport secures Singapore's position as a global aviation hub. We have ambitious plans for Changi too. Over the years, we've progressively expanded and upgraded it. I previously spoke about Terminal 4 and Jewel, and they are now done. But even before we broke ground for Terminal 4 and Jewel, we already envisaged building Terminal 5. Let me show you on a map. Here are T1 to T4, and this is T5. So T1, 2, 3, and 4. T5 is as big as all of these put together. In terms of capacity, T5 will have 50 million passengers, which is equal to T1 plus T3. But if you look at the way the airport is built, all the new part of the airport, T5 and all this new half, in fact, we are building one more new Changi airport. It's huge. Next to T5, we will develop the Changi East Urban District down here. And this will be a new business and lifestyle destination, creating more jobs and opportunities for Singaporeans. Before the pandemic, we were about to call a tender to build T5. Due to COVID, we paused our plans for 2 years, but we made good use of the downtime. We reassessed the long-term prospects for air travel and improved the terminal design. We concluded that the future of aviation remains bright. Now, with borders reopening, people are traveling again. Passenger traffic has already exceeded half of pre-COVID levels. In the longer term, air travel will keep growing because of a fast expanding middle class in our region. Hence, we decided to go ahead and restart the T5 project. We redesigned T5 to be more resilient, in particular to operate more safely and flexibly during a pandemic, to scale operations up and down more easily, and to isolate passengers from different flights to limit cross-infection. We've also made T5 greener and more energy efficient. And when it's completed in the mid-2030s, T5 will show the world what sort of place Singapore is. Let me give you a preview of the passenger arrival experience. From arriving onto the SkyTrain, to immigration, to baggage collection, to a beautiful Singapore welcome. And once you leave the terminal, you can go down the escalators, take the MRT straight into town. T5 will be a place that all Singaporeans can take pride in and enjoy.
Wow, makes me want to travel already. Okay. Yeah, so this particular T5 along with the Changi Urban District will definitely be a game changer because again, T5, its capacity is able to hold up to together T1 all the way to T4. Okay, and of course with the urban district, it's going to form another lifestyle and business district. So I would reckon that it will be another blockbuster just like Jewel as well.